that in the past few months, the administration has been withholding weapons and ammunition to Israel.
Withholding weapons and ammunition today. John Kirby, the National Security Council spokesman, called that statement, quote, not accurate and deeply disappointing and vexing to us. U.S. officials insist that there is one and only one weapons transfer that they have frozen back in May of 3,500 unguided bombs. But Netanyahu released another statement in response to Kirby's statement, and he said today, quote, I am ready to suffer personal attacks provided Israel receives the ammunition it needs. So why would Netanyahu post that video, which U.S. officials insist they did not know about ahead of time? And how significant is this public rift?
Well, this is very significant, and the theories have been flying. Everything from maybe it's a fist bump to Trump because he's decided that Trump will be the next U.S. president, to he's come, completely unhinged. It's a kind of preamble to his delivery, his speech that he's planning on delivering to Congress, and he's coordinating with the Republicans who are lining up against Biden. But it sort of violates all the rules of kind of no daylight between Israel and the United States, and ultimately, undoes what is his key strength. I mean, if Biden, the U.S. president, has your back, why would you stick a knife in his?
We should say U.S. officials insist privately and publicly that they're still negotiating fine with the prime minister and his staff. Today, the national security advisor is meeting with his equivalent from Israel. But you mentioned former President Trump. Do you believe that Netanyahu is extending the war in order to either stay in power and or wait for a possible Trump presidency?
Well, it's interesting. I also wonder if he's waiting for a Trump presidency, and are the Saudis waiting as well? Because there's this grand prize of the normalization deal with Israel, and also a security pact with the United States. And you can see kind of America's allies or potential allies hedging as we get closer and closer to the election. That's why, unfortunately, the only person who's in a rush here, to kind of clinch the ceasefire and move forward to regional integration and economic prosperity seems to the United States. I mean, one thing I learned when I worked in the State Department is you can't want it more than the parties. They also have to have incentive.
And finally, in the time we have left, Laura Bloomfield, U.S. officials are very worried about an unintended conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. And they say unintended because they believe the leaders of Israel and Hezbollah actually do not want that war. But how high are the risks of war between Israel and Hezbollah right now?
Well, for the IDF, for the generals I've been talking to for years, this is the war they expected. In some ways, they think of the Gaza war as the warm-up, and the real war is the war to the north. Precision-guided missiles, in sort of PGMs, are, in one word, what has given them night sweats for years. And they're worried because, the war in Gaza is kind of a slog. The one in the north is more of survival, aimed at population centers, easily rearmed over the land from Iran. And so I think if they could have a mini winnable war, which is what they're looking for before July 24th, before the prime minister comes to address Congress, they would have the win that they've been looking for ever since October 7th. Ever since then, they've been trying to prove that they can be the strong Israel that everybody recognizes from the past, masters of the preemptive strike, rather than the catch-up battle they've been struggling with ever since October 7th.
Laura Blumenfeld, thank you very much.
Thank you.